Alright, listen up. You tired of getting run over in the mists? Feel like every fight in a corrupted dungeon ends with you staring at the death screen? You see those Shadowcaller players dancing around, melting health bars and just not dying, and you wonder how they do it. Well, wonder no more. Today, we're diving deep into the Shadowcaller build that turns you from the hunted into the hunter in Solo PvP. Forget theory crafting nonsense. This is tried, tested, and absolutely lethal in the current state of Albion. Stick around and I'll show you the gear, the abilities, the combos, and the mindset you need to absolutely dominate. Real quick, if you want more guides like this, builds that actually work, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. It takes you a second, helps me out massively. Alright, let's get back to it. So why the Shadowcaller? Why this specific setup? Simple, it's about relentless pressure and survivability. Curse staffs, particularly the Shadowcaller, excel at applying potent damage over time effects, do TS. You stack them up, watch the enemy panic, and then execute. This build leans into that philosophy hard. We combine the Shadowcaller's Vile Curse with abilities that let us kite effectively, survive burst damage, and punish mistakes. It shines in the chaotic environment of the mists and the tight corridors of corrupted dungeons because it allows you to control the engagement. You dictate the pace, you wear them down, and you have the tools to reset or escape if things go south. It's not about face tanking, it's about smart, deadly attrition warfare. Let's talk gear. The heart of the build, obviously, is the Shadowcaller, one-handed curse staff. Now, the key ability choices here are crucial. We'll cover the specific spells later, but understand this weapon is all about applying those vile curse stacks. For the offhand, we're going with the Mistcaller. Why? Cooldown reduction, plain and simple. More CDR means more vile curses flying out, faster stacking, more frequent defensive options. Some might argue for a Crypt Candle for burst or a Muisak, but for the sustained pressure and defensive uptime this build relies on, Mistcaller is king. It smooths out the rotation and keeps you active. Okay, armor. This is where the unkillable part starts to come together. For the helmet, we take the Hunter Hood. The ability we want is Retaliate. This thing is your anti-melee, anti-burst lifeline. Someone jumps on you with big damage, pop Retaliate. Not only does it increase your resistances, but it reflects a chunk of that damage right back at them. Timing is key, but it can turn a fight instantly. You can consider a Fiend Cowl for the Purge, but Hunter Hood offers more raw survivability in most solo scenarios. Chest piece, the gold standard Cleric Robe. We're using Everlasting Spirit. This is your panic button, your get-out-of-jail-free card, 3 seconds of invulnerability and a damage boost afterwards. Reposition, maybe get a heal potion off and re-engage. Absolutely essential. Don't leave home without it. Boots, we need mobility for kiting and escaping. Soldier boots are the pick. The ability is Wanderlust. It starts with a decent speed boost and ramps up the longer you run. Perfect for creating distance, escaping ganks, or even chasing down a fleeing opponent. Refreshing sprint on leather boots is an option for faster cooldown, but the sheer escape power of Wanderlust is often more valuable solo. Cape Slot, this one adds a lovely bit of extra survivability. We're using the Martlock cape. If you get too low, it significantly increases your defense. It might not seem like much, but against high burst builds, this shield could give you the extra seconds you need to ODL your damage. It helps keep the pressure on, and sometimes it wins you a losing fight. Consistent, reliable save, love it. Alright, let's lock in those Shadowcaller abilities. This is critical. Q slot, we're taking Cursed Sickle. This is your primary tool for applying vile curse stacks from range. It's a skill shot, so practice your aim. You want to constantly poke with this, maintain distance, and build up those stacks on your target. We want range. W slot, Cursed Beam. This ability consumes your vile curse stacks on the target for a burst of instant damage, plus it adds a do T based on the stacks consumed. This is your execute, your burst option. You generally want to apply 3-4 stacks with Cursed Sickle, then hit them with Cursed Beam when you see an opportunity or need to finish them off. Don't just spam it, use it strategically. E-Slot, the signature spell. Now this is where things get interesting. We're using Inner Shadow. This isn't just another duty stack. You target an enemy and it creates an AoE effect at their location when you cast it. The effect changes depending on their armor type. Against cloth, it creates a pool that deals significant magic damage over time to everyone inside it for about 5 seconds. Great for punishing squishy targets or applying pressure in choke points. Against leather, it deals less damage over a shorter duration, around 3 seconds, but crucially, it heals you for the damage dealt. This is huge for sustain when fighting leather wearers. Against plate, it creates an AoE slow for a couple of seconds, followed by a burst of physical damage that also shreds their resistances for 5 seconds. Excellent for controlling tankier targets and increasing your overall damage against them. Understanding who you're targeting with Inner Shadow and using the effect strategically is key. It adds incredible versatility. Passive for the passive Bane. Every 4 normal attacks cause a demonic explosion around on the targeted enemy, dealing magical damage in a 5m radius. This adds consistent AoE damage. It helps apply pressure, especially in prolonged fights or against multiple opponents, adding an extra layer of unavoidable damage to your kit. Just to reiterate the armor abilities, because they are that important. Hunter Hood, Retaliate. Use it predictively when melee jumps on you or you anticipate burst damage. Cleric Robe, Everlasting Spirit. Your oh crap button. Use it to survive lethal damage. Soldier Boots, Wanderlust. Use it to escape, kite, or reposition, so use it preemptively if possible when disengaging. Consumables. Don't cheap out here, it makes a huge difference. Food, we're using Roasted Pyramist Snapper, tier 7 ideally, but use the highest tier you can afford sustain. This gives you a significant max health boost and life steal. That health buffer is massive for survivability, and the life steal synergizes perfectly with our Mistcaller and overall game plan. Beef Stew for damage is an option if you're feeling confident, but the Snapper provides a much safer baseline. Potions, okay, forget basic healing potions. The current meta favors more impactful options. Your choice depends on your playstyle and what you expect to face. Gigantify Potion, Giant Potion T7. This is a strong defensive choice. Huge temporary health increase and CC resistance. Pop this when you're getting focused hard, need to survive massive burst, or buy time for your cooldowns like Cleric Robe to come back up. It's a powerful reset button. Okay, how does it all come together in a fight? Your game plan is usually this. Maintain distance, use your movement speed and the range of Cursed Sickle. Don't let melee bruisers just sit on top of you. Against ranged, use terrain and unpredictable movement. Kiting is life. Stack 'em up, constantly poke with Cursed Sickle Q. Weave in Inner Shadow E whenever possible. Your goal is to get 3 or ideally 4 stacks on the target. You'll see the debuff icon stacking over their head. Apply pressure, keep those TS ticking. The passive damage does a lot of work for you. Force them to use their defensive cooldowns or potions early. The execute once you have 3-4 stacks and see an opportunity. Maybe they used their defensive, maybe they're low health. Hit them with Cursed Beam W for that burst damage. Rinse and repeat. If they survive, back off, continue kiting, reapply stacks, and look for the next window. Don't overcommit if you don't have the advantage. This build has amazing defensive tools, but timing is everything. Wasting them means death. Hunter Hood, Retaliate. Use this predictively. See a battle axe charging E, a dual sword E coming, pop Retaliate before the big hit lands. Don't use it randomly, anticipate the burst. Cleric Robe, Everlasting Spirit. This is reactive. Use it when you are about to die or caught in CC. The few seconds of immunity are precious. Use them to reposition, pot up, or get key abilities off cooldown. Soldier Boots, Wanderlust. primarily for escape. If the fight turns bad, pop Wanderlust before you take damage if possible and run. Also great for repositioning after your Cleric Robe ends to create space instantly. Managing these cooldowns effectively is what separates good Shadowcaller players from free loot. You won't fight the same thing every time. Quick pointers, V's, melee brawlers, axes, swords, spears, kiting is paramount. Use Wanderlust to maintain distance. Save Retaliate for their big engage, like Heroic Cleave or Spinning Blades. Apply stacks relentlessly. V's, ranged kiters, bows, frost staffs. This can be tricky. You need to dodge their skill shots while landing yours. Sometimes you need to use Wanderlust offensively to close the gap and force mistakes. Watch out for purges that remove your stacks or defensive. V's, healers sustain, nature staffs, other curse staffs. Pressure is key. You need constant duty uptime to outdamage their healing or defensives. Look for windows where their key abilities are on cooldown to use Cursed Beam. Knowing your opponent's likely abilities is half the battle. Couple final thoughts. First, item power IP matters. This build really starts to shine around 1000 IP, but obviously the higher the better. Don't expect miracles in flat T4 gear. Second, learn to pick your fights. Not every encounter is worth taking, especially in the mists. If someone massively outgears you or has a hard counter, sometimes living to fight another day is the smart play. Inspect and be smart. Finally, don't get tilted. You will die in PvP. Everyone does. Learn from your deaths on the Albion killboard, see what they used, think about what you could have done differently, and go again. It's a process. So there you have it, a Shadowcaller build that punches well above its weight in solo PvP. It takes practice, especially with positioning and cooldown management, but master this, and you'll be a menace in the mists and corrupted dungeons. What do you think? Do you run something similar? Got any secret tech to share? Let me know down in the comments. If this guide helped you out, give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed for more Albion Online content. Thanks for watching, stay safe out there, or don't, that's your choice.